Good morning, everybody. This is your boy, Big Trey. I'm here with the first ever NCAA not so official pick'em. All right. Now you can run this just for games, you can do it just for whatever. But these are a slate I go through each week and pick a select games out of each conference to watch as the matchups stack up week by week. And you can play along at home or you can play along with your friends. Just email me at the bottom of the page if you ever want a link to the document. All right? So, for the first week, we've got a whole lot of mismatched cross conference games. So, these are the games that I picked that I want to watch and pay attention to. Okay? So, I got each week I bring you 3 different games from each of the Power 5 conferences. And then I have a cupcake of the week who has a ridiculous point spread. Now, it's up to you to pick the winner. And for the cupcake of the week, you pick the spread and see how far it goes from there. All right? Okay, so let's get started with. I would be remiss if I did not send a big shout out to the Stanhope Elmore High School Mustangs for their big win last night. Go Boys. And also to the Davidson Academy Bears up in Nashville, Tennessee, and Coach Quinn on their win as well. So let me first get out that the way as a good icebreaker for getting on with the football season. Congrats, you guys. I know you work hard. Good luck on the rest of the season. So, first off for week 1, I started with the SEC. It's near and dear. And just because you didn't see your schedule up here didn't mean it make it in, or your game in this particular schedule doesn't mean it didn't get in another conference. So, hold the hate mail. Okay, so first off, a lot of neutral site games first. So first off, I started with who else? Auburn and Washington facing off in Atlanta, September 1st. This is a de facto home game for Auburn since it's only a couple miles up the road in Atlanta. But Washington returning a big squad with a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. So it should be an entertaining game to watch. Alabama at Louisville. The old RTRs are always travel well anywhere Dallas east. So Louisville, not really the team they were last year with Lamar Jackson, but they usually do have a pretty good squad as far as talent goes, and could give them a platform to build on for the rest of the year. My last SEC school, you'll pardon me if I have a little bit of homerism here. I lived in Nashville for 4 years, so a lot of love for the Vandy University of Vanderbilt program and anything and everything. Used to work out there for football and baseball games and basketball games. So a lot of love. So it's the Vandy Fighting Commodores against the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Now, I call this a toss-up game. Coach Mason's got Vanderbilt in a new place with a new attitude. However, Coach Doxtel down in I think it's Middle Tennessee. I think that's where he's at. A lot of talent that goes under the radar that a lot of big schools didn't pick up. So, lot of local influence around there because those two schools pick up quite a few bit of guys there from the Nashville metro area and Central Tennessee as well. Okay, so moving on to the ACC, Miami and LSU are squaring off. Now, I don't know what's going on in LSU, but quarterbacks are leaving like it's a Motel 6 and they don't want to be caught in the daytime. Miami is a squad that had a really good chance of making the playoffs last year and kind of stumbled down the stretch. Will they fix it? No. Mark Richt, he's well used to playing SEC caliber schools like LSU. Can Coach O find somebody to run the show, as it were? We shall see. Turnover chains, beware. Florida State and Virginia Tech. A good old fashioned conference game to start the day off. And I gotta say, Willie Taggart might be treading on some thin ice. Might have another year or two. But beating Virginia Tech would go a long way to helping yourself out and setting the stage for a very good career for a not really stacked ACC conference this year. Last but not least for the ACC, Duke versus Army. I told you they weren't all going to be showstoppers. Let's watch Army run the triple option to death. Okay, love the service schools, love everything about them. However, it's Army and Duke. Popular attendance is probably going to be about 10,000 if they're on a good day, if it's nice, if there's a breeze. So take your pick. Moving out west to the Pac-12, we're going to go all the way out west. We're going to take a look at some more rivalry games as well. We're going to look at California versus North Carolina, which I think is kind of interesting because North Carolina is going all the way out to Berkeley. Plus the whole Jumpman incident at North Carolina is going to have them travel a little lighter than usual, with not everybody going to be playing at the same time. So watch out for the Bears in that one, in my opinion. On the getting an early game in on the 31st, Colorado versus Colorado State, which is technically a neutral site game. I think they're going to be playing in Denver. But going back to the old Big 12 days, or the WAC, were they in the same conference? Anyway, Colorado State, little in-state rivalry action. Always good to get that brewing, and I know both teams have been looking for that all year. And lastly, BYU versus Arizona. Arizona's got some talent out there. I think they've got a Heisman dark horse that had a really nice year last year. I'm not sure what the kid's name is. He plays quarterback though. Anyway, should be a good game. Probably one of those late ones where most of the country is going to be asleep by the time it comes on. But for those of you that are overseas, like this guy right here, you should be able to catch it early in the morning before you go to work. All right. So let's get down to the big grandpa up in the northwest or northeast. I'm sorry. The Big Ten. Got a couple of good games and one interesting game that I'm kind of curious about. Notre Dame and Michigan. The Golden Domers versus Big Blue. Decisions for Harbaugh. Everybody's been crowing about how Harbaugh is his genius coach. Well, he's going to get a chance to figure it out real quick. Ohio State and Oregon State. This would have been my cupcake of the week. However, the spread has slid down a little bit with the suspension of Urban Meyer. I mean, yeah, Ohio State could, roll out there with, the bus driver as their coach and probably win. But can Oregon State, find some loopholes, make it interesting? I don't know why I find this next game interesting, but Indiana versus FIU, I think FIU's just got a lot of hidden talent that nobody knows about because, how deep is the talent pool in South Florida? I don't know how deep it is, but I know it's Olympic-sized diving pool deep. Okay, so be interesting to see what goes on there. Okay, let's see. So finally, we've got the last Power 5. And I use Power 5 in quotation because I have a hard time calling a one or two team conference a power conference, but they're still in the show. They've got a lot to prove as a conference though. That's the Big 12. So first off, we've got Texas Tech and Ole Miss at a neutral site game. It'll be really interesting to see if the Rebel Bear Land Shark things can pull off and see what they can do. Whatever you're calling yourselves these days. I do like the powder blue uniforms. Keep those. Decide on a name. But Red Raiders, a lot of talent on the defensive side, and of course Texas Tech could put up 45 points in a shopping mall against anybody. So we shall see. Another, really interesting game for me. West Virginia versus Tennessee. I like the duo up in Morgantown. They throw the ball. They'll tell you in the red zone that it's Sills and Greer, and you can bet a paycheck on it. Tennessee though, a lot of attitude, a lot of adjustment here lately under Coach Pruitt, and we will see what old Rocky Top has in store for the boys from Morgantown. Okay. Lastly, now I made this roster up 2 or 3 weeks ago. So a lot of this before all the headlines came out about Coach Durkin and everything that happened up in Maryland here lately, and I have a whole lot of opinions on that, but we're not going to touch those. Texas is squaring off with Maryland in yet another neutral site game. And I think the boys from Texas haven't been distracted. I think Matt Canada, I'm not sure Matt Canada is going to have Maryland ready to play, being as he's never been a head coach before. But dealing with a lot of distractions, it'll be nice for the Maryland Terrapins to get back to business, and the business is football. So that wraps it up for the Power 5 conferences. Now, the Coastal, the Cupcake of the Week, it is a lopsided affair. It is going to be one of those tickets where you can get it for $5 at the gate. But the question is, how bad is it going to be? So, my Cupcake of the Week this week has the South Carolina Gamecocks taking on the Coastal Carolina somethings. I don't even know. Bullfrogs? I don't know. Anyway, they're last time I checked, they were at a 28 point dogs. So how bad will it be? Your decision. You decide. So that's about it for me. Definitely subscribe. There will be more to come. I've also got. I'll have upcoming weeks at least a week out before they play. If you want, please subscribe, and I'll get them to you each day. If you want a Word document of everything printed out, so you can take it out, show it around, make some copies, do whatever, please feel free to message me direct, and I will email a copy to you. All right. So for everybody out there, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what I can do better, what I can do worse. No comments about the hair, the air conditioner in the back, or anything else other than that. Just content only. Even if you want to talk shit, you can talk shit. But hope you enjoy the college season. Hope to see you back here again, and hopefully we can do it again here real soon. From Saudi Arabia, this is Big Trey.